Welcome to F1 Central, your one-stop shop for all things Formula One. In this video, we'll be discussing the recent controversy surrounding the FIA's decision to require Formula One drivers to have written permission before taking politically motivated stances. This announcement, made in December, did not go down well with many drivers, including seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, who has been one of the sport's most vocal on issues about race relations. We'll be exploring the details of the FIA's ruling, the reactions from drivers and fans, and what it means for the sport moving forward. So buckle up and let's dive in to this important topic. Motorsport's governing body, the International Automobile Federation, FIA, recently made a controversial announcement in December 2022, stating that Formula One drivers would need written permission to make political statements. This decision was met with significant backlash from fans, media outlets, and the drivers themselves. However, the FIA has now clarified this rule, stating that they prefer drivers to make statements in their own space. The clarification was made after seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, one of the sport's most vocal advocates for issues related to race relations, stated that he would not be silenced on topics that he feels passionately about. The FIA, which is the governing body of Formula One, but not the commercial rights holder, responded by saying that drivers are free to express their views in their own space and outside the scope of the international competition. According to an update on the sporting code, drivers can express their views on any political, religious, or personal matter before, during, and after the international competition. Examples given by the FIA include on social media, during interviews with accredited media, or during an FIA-sanctioned press conference when they are directly asked a question on an issue. Many Formula One drivers have been vocal about international issues for several years, with the most notable instances occurring in the past 3 seasons. Several drivers have worn shirts with slogans such as Black Lives Matter and End Racism during races. In 2020, Lewis Hamilton wore a t-shirt at the Tuscan Grand Prix that read, "Arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor," in reference to a police shooting in the United States. Sebastian Vettel, who retired at the end of last season, wore several shirts supporting the LGBTQI community and campaigning for climate action. The FIA's ruling on political statements, Article 12.2.1n of the Sporting Code, aims to maintain the body's political neutrality. Like the International Olympic Committee and many other sport governing bodies, this principle is reflected in its core rules, which sets out the FIA's commitment not to discriminate on account of race, skin color, gender, sexual orientation, ethnic or social origin, language, religion, philosophical or political opinion, family situation, or disability, it said. Despite the clarification of the rule, several drivers and fans remain critical of the FIA's decision, arguing that it undermines the drivers' freedom of speech. They maintain that drivers should be allowed to express their views without the need for prior permission from the governing body. However, the FIA believes that the rule is necessary to maintain the neutrality of the sport and prevent any political bias from creeping into the races. Formula One is no stranger to controversy, with many of its drivers and teams having been embroiled in scandals over the years. In 2021, for instance, several drivers, including Hamilton, boycotted social media for a weekend to protest against the ongoing problem of online abuse and racism. This was in response to a number of high-profile incidents in which football players were subjected to racial abuse on social media. Furthermore, the sport has also been criticized for its environmental impact, with some people arguing that the high-speed races and use of gasoline are contributing to climate change. In response, the FIA has launched several initiatives aimed at reducing the sport's environmental footprint, such as introducing hybrid engines and reducing the number of races on the calendar. In conclusion, the FIA's clarification of the controversial rule requiring written permission for political statements by Formula One drivers may appease some, but it is still being met with criticism by others. The original announcement of the rule requiring written permission for political statements was met with backlash from drivers and fans alike. The governing body has now clarified that drivers can express their views on any political, religious, or personal matter before, during, and after international competitions. The FIA has urged drivers to make these statements in their own space, such as on social media, during interviews with accredited media, or during an FIA-sanctioned press conference when they are directly asked a question on the issue. This move will allow drivers to continue to use their platforms to raise awareness of important social issues, as many have done in the past by wearing shirts supporting causes such as Black Lives Matter and the LGBTQI community. The FIA has stressed that its ruling on political statements is to maintain political neutrality, which is reflected in its core rules to avoid discrimination based on various factors. The clarification has been welcomed by the drivers and the wider F1 community, and it's hoped that it will allow for continued progress and awareness of important issues. Thank you for watching this video on F1 and the recent clarification of rules surrounding discussing political statements made by drivers. We hope you found this information insightful and informative. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to our channel, F1 Central, for more content on the latest news and developments in the world of Formula One. We're dedicated to bringing you up-to-date information, analysis, and commentary on all things F1, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay informed.